Let's talk to Mr. Scott Coker. Welcome to Ireland, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic to have you over here. Since you've taken the reins at Bellator, it feels like there's been a push to expand territories. You're in Israel this weekend, London you've been in as well, and now you get to bring your event, your product to Ireland. How excited are you to bring this product to the Irish fans?
Yeah, I mean, this is a product. This is a product that's owned by Viacom, which is a media company based out of New York City, and their mandate originally was to build a roster. We started signing some free agents, actually some top free agents: Matt Mitrione, Benson Henderson, Rory McDonald. Now we signed Chael Sonnen, and then the second year of the mandate was, let's go international. So this year we went to 5 territories. Next year we'll go to 8 territories, and we're happy to be here in Dublin.
Fantastic. And we'll move on to David Green. Obviously this is a territory that you've spent a lot of time growing, not just in terms of fans, events, but also giving fighters in this country a great opportunity to show their wares on a great promotion like BAMMA. How excited are you to show Bellator exactly what you've achieved here, and how's that partnership come together, and how excited are you for Friday night?
Well, I think, we've come here a few times now. I think this will be our 4th time. We've enjoyed it immensely. The crowd have been fantastic. The fighting talent in Ireland is, second to none at the moment. BAMMA, we've got really pleased to have some of the best fighters in the world sign up from Ireland. So we wanted to do a big show at the end of the year. I've spoken to Scott a lot about, how good it is over here, and I thought it would be a good opportunity, to give the fans something as well at the end of the year, and 2 shows for 1.
Fantastic, what an opportunity as well. Let's move on to King Mo, suddenly tweeting, Skyping, which was Snapchatting. Welcome to Ireland. Obviously, you've been a big mainstay of Bellator on the roster. What does it mean for them to put you up as the headline event here for this first step into Ireland?
Oh man, y'all hear me? Yeah. Actually, man, it feels good, man. It feels, I'm excited about it. Time to showcase some skills and let y'all see what a good Bellator show is like. When Bellator, we come, we're here to fight hard, and everybody on the stage right here, we're going to show y'all ourselves on December 16th. Y'all will be entertained, trust me.
Fantastic. Your opponent on that night, Satoshi Ishii. Welcome to Ireland. Obviously, you've achieved such great things in judo, 2008 gold medalist. You've transitioned into MMA. What keeps you motivated? What is the thing that keeps you competing at this level?
僕のモチベーションは、そうですね、新しいことにチャレンジすることが一番のモチベーションで、MMA でチャンピオンになることが僕の夢で、それに向かって頑張ります。
My motivation is to try out new things all the time, and my dream is to become the MMA champion.
There we go. And we have Anthony Taylor here. Your first taste of Ireland, also the first time I think you spent much time with James Gallagher. We saw you on one of our partners, Spin radio station, yesterday. How's it been coming face to face with your opponent, and what do you think of the Irish charm?
It's like looking at my baby brother. As a boy, he's still wearing his clothes from grad school, so I see how tight they are. But I love Ireland. It's great. The women, the food, the atmosphere, and just entertaining you people. When it comes December 16th, I'm just gonna put on the show, and I'm going to be a superstar. Watch, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. I'm going to be a superstar.
There we go. And your opponent, James Gallagher. A lot of pressure on your shoulders. Do you feel it? There's a lot of hype behind you. Obviously, the gym you come from, the coach, John Kavanagh, who's trained you, took you under his wing from the age of 15. Do you feel the pressure of an event like this on such a big stage, on such a big night?
There's not a single bit of pressure on me. Why should there be pressure on me to go and do something what I do? Do you know what I mean? I train, I fight. Why should there be pressure? Do you know what I mean? It's what I do, it's for a living. Do you know what I mean? You don't see like a postman going, getting pressured to put a fucking letter in a box. So why should I be pressured to go and knock someone out?
You haven't seen my postman, he misses quite a few times. I think. There you go.
Do you know what I mean? So it's what I do, and I'm going to go out, and I'm just too focused on winning to give a fuck about anything else. So that's just me.
Fantastic. Up for grabs as well, the light heavyweight title is vacant for BAMMA. Two people coming together for that are Chris Fields and Andy Clamp. Well, first of all, go to Andy Clamp. They say opportunity knocks, you've got to take it. You're the ICE light heavyweight champion. Chris Fields has experience in various promotions on you. Do you think that will come into play? And also, how excited are you to be part of BAMMA?
Which one? Thanks, pal. It's a massive opportunity, like you say. Buzzing to be here. Highland's always electric. I'm going to use that in my fight. I definitely think he's a bit more pressure than what I have. Like I say, I know we're not postmen, but it's irrelevant. It's a fight game, and it's only me and him at the end of the day. So, yeah, I'm buzzing to be here.
And Chris Fields, it must have felt like quite a frustrating year. We've been wanting to see you back in the cage for a while. You were signed to fight in June, that got moved. Your opponent got injured. Despite that, do you think that the stars have kind of aligned to be on a card of this size, to be part of this and to be fighting for the strap? Plus, you've had all sorts of other plates going. You're moving house right now today, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. And you've got your gym open, swords. Do you think this has levelled out actually to be a beneficial timeline for you getting back in the cage?
Yeah, the first time my fight got put back was because we were bringing in new rules for safety in Ireland, which is a good thing, so can't complain about that. The second time was because of an injury. We couldn't get a replacement. And here we are now. It makes no difference. I've had 3 fight camps, so I'm 3 times better than I was. And I'm going to show that December 16th. And there's no pressure on me. How is there pressure on me? I've done this so many times. You're coming from a show with about 200 people looking at you. You've never been in anything like this before. You're going to crumble, mate. Crumble.
Have a word, lad. You don't believe it. You honestly don't believe that.
I can't understand what you're saying.
I can't understand what you're saying, lad. Chill out.
You sound like a wildling.
You don't sound certain.
You sound like a wildling from Game of Thrones.
You do not sound certain about that. You don't sound certain about that.
You've done nothing.
Yes, lol.
So look, we're going to open it up to you. If you've got any questions, raise your hand. We've got Chris Boyne here with a roaming mic, so if you do have anything you want to ask the fighters, the promoters.
Alistair McGee, 5-Star Media. This is for Anthony Taylor and James Gallagher. It's clear that you don't like each other, so what's your impression of each other?
I like everyone.
I think it's pretty cute. Little Lucky Charms, I'm going to eat them up, put a little milk on them, make them look good,
It's racist. That's racist, dude. Well, we're all leprechauns?
I mean, hey, he calls me a cholo on Instagram all the time. I'm like,
a cholo? I'm Mexican?
I end up having to definitely DM him on Instagram. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm black, right? I don't care, cholo gangster. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Conor McGregor tricks,
You're
bro.
French.
And you come up here late like French. You Conor McGregor. I don't want to see your meat coat, bro. You come in here with the tightest, you choke your shirt.
You're the one who's floating around in a suit. Yesterday you had a little 3-piece on, couldn't even do your fucking tie.
Bro, I don't know if you're trying to say fuck or fork. We eat in America. We eat with a fork, not a fook. A fork. Come on, bro. Like, come on. Proper grammar, man. I mean, where are you from originally? Are you English? Because on Share Dog it says you represent British, bro.
I'm from Ireland.
Come on, man. Like, you're 15. I trained with John. I mean, did your parents kick you out at the age of 15? Come back when you're big like Conor McGregor, then we'll bring you back home. Okay.
Obviously, your second fight at Bellator, and already they've brought a show to Ireland. What does that show about the confidence they must have in you as a fighter?
Yeah, it's great. It's just, I feel like honoured that they're putting me in the co-main event, especially being on turn 20 years old and 4-0 as a professional, and then they're kind of like relying on me to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they have faith in me to become an event in my hometown in Dublin. I take great pride in that, and that's what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? I want to be in these spots. I want to the biggest events. I want all this. You know what I mean? So that's why it's not like I don't feel like pressure coming for it, because this is what I want to do. This is what I've wanted to do for a long time now. So I'm just feel like that it's right and feel like this is what I do, and so I'm just very happy to be able to become an event. I'm looking forward to still on the show on December 16th.
And obviously last time out John Kavanagh wasn't in your corner. Presumably he will be this time. How much of an influence will that be, having someone of his expertise there on the night?
Yeah, definitely. John was sadly missed the last time, but this is the way it is. You know what I mean? This is the way things are. People can't. You know what I mean? John has a big team, runs a big gym, and he's a very busy man, and unfortunately he just couldn't be there in London, but he'll be there December 16th, and John has a massive influence on me, and I'll be always grateful to have him in my corner.
And Anthony, we've learned already you're a bit of a character, but in terms of your fighting style, what are you going to bring on tonight?
Oh man, I'm a freestyle fighter. I do everything. I want to go in there looking good, come out looking good. I want to perform in front of millions of people and put my name out there. Yeah, I'm a nobody. Yeah, I'm an underdog. So what?
You're correct. It's only the right thing you've said all day, folks.
I mean, this is really gonna happen. This is James Gallagher. Once I hit him, I'm gonna put him on my shoulder, burp him, put him right back down, and say, "Here you go, John. Take your little baby." Because once I hit him in that cage, John's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, James, he rocked me pretty bad. I might throw in the towel." He hasn't fought nobody like me with power as a heavyweight. I guarantee you that. I'm hoping I'm the huge underdog. It's going to be like Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. I'm hungry. I got everything to gain from this fight. He got everything to lose. He calls me a bum. Okay, if he loses, you're a bum. You're definitely a bum. But if I win, I become a superstar. I become a superstar. Not like Conor, but I'm going to be big in my own way. I'm me. Pretty boy. That's what I do, is look good for the ladies.
I appreciate that you're a big fan of my teammate. Our
Oh,
team
man.
really,
Come on, bro.
appreciates that. Thank you very much. No one
Your
knows
coach only produced one champion, bro.
Not
So
one
don't
person
get
in this
juiced.
room knows your coach.
Don't get juiced. Your coach only produced one champion, so do not get juiced. My coach produced multiple champions. And I train with better guys. Like,
no one knows him.
You look like one of the Harry Potter characters, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got your wand. You got your wand out. Come on, Petta from Hunger Games. Come on, bro. Like, you dress like you old, but you got that Benjamin Button effect going on.
I have Sean from Spin. So I was there yesterday when it got a bit chaotic, and it's for Anthony. You seem to have a lot of confidence in your ability, but I've kind of looked at your past record, and do you think you're overconfident than you actually have the ability to be?
I mean, a lot of people go off my record, but how we all look at it, you're only as good as your last fight. And from what I see from my last fight, it only lasts 27 seconds, first round knockout. And
yeah, but look at his last 4 fights.
I mean, look at his last 4 fight. His first fight, 0-0 guy. His second fight, 0-0 guy. Third
You're
fight,
1-1.
0-0 guy.
And you're just going to get the exact same treatment all them 0-0 guys got.
My record is better than all the guys you fought, and I'm 1-1. So you got fed feeders, bro. Like, I fought people way better than you. There's nothing you can do to hurt me. You know, people say, "Oh, well, you're 1-6." No, I was not 1-6. I was 6-7 as an amateur. I've never trained for not one fight. I went off my ability. So people is always going to compare me about my amateur record. It's not about what you did in amateurs. What you're doing now to prepare for your fights.
But every fight counts, and you clearly haven't got as good of a record as him. So how come you have so much confidence?
I mean, you look at records. You look at.
Do yourself a favor and shut the fuck up.
I don't know any sense, but you look at these records. I mean, what this record has to do with anything? Look at Liam McGregor when he lost to Phil Davis. He was undefeated, and he talked about his jiu-jitsu, and look what happened to him. He got dominated. So I think it's going to be a matchup where my style versus his style, and he's going to be in trouble.
Hi, Scott. First of all, welcome to Ireland. I was just wondering what was the logic in setting up James and Anthony?
You know, the thing is that both these guys are still young in their career, and you know, we thought that it would be a colorful matchup, and we got 2 guys that you know, on any given day, this sport, you know how it is, you know, anything can happen. So, you know, the one thing about coming to the fight, you're gonna see some great BAMMA fights, you're gonna see some great Bellator fights, and you got guys like King Mo, got guys like Satoshi Ishii, and then you know, we'll have some guys that are up and coming, and so, you know, we feel good about the matchup.
And just for James, obviously you mightn't have seen it, but before this press conference, Anthony was kind of fiddling around with your name tag and stuff. Are any of his antics getting to you at all?
Why? This means jack shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm just back from the gym. I'm just training. I don't give a fuck about all this. I just want to go back train tonight, and then December 16th, I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to win. I'm just going to go in and choke another person. It's no different. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just keep training, doing what I'm doing, than go make a show of myself like this fucking twerp's doing sitting here. Do you know what I mean? This is silly, do you know what I mean? But there's no pressure.
He was getting upset yesterday. I got into his head on live radio, started cussing, and he pushed me. Oh, I'm gonna beat you, guy. And that's Conor McGregor's stance. So I'm gonna beat you. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's turning red. Obviously, I get to him because look at me. I'm handsome. Look at him. You know, I get to him all the time. He can't stand to look at me. He can't even stand to be in the same room with me. Me, I'm a lovable teddy bear. Come on. Come on. Who don't want to hug me?
David, I've got to ask you a quick question as well. The coming together of BAMMA and Bellator, how long was that in the pipeline? And also, how's it been the two promotions working together? Because it is two separate events on one night. How's that been coming together?
It seems to be going very well, speaking from our side. Certainly, it was it came together quite quickly. I think the date was appealing for both promotions. As I say, we were always planning to do an end of year show in Dublin. It's, the public love fighting here. It's been, no problem for us to come back here. And when Scott expressed a preference to come out here and bring such big superstars as Mo and Ishii out here, obviously it's a bit of a cherry on the cake. So it seems to be working really well. It'll be 2 shows on the night, and I think the fans will really enjoy it.
Question for Chris. So what do you think of your opponent?
Seems like an alright guy. I saw his last fight, showed a lot of heart and determination and stuff, so that's all good things, but I just feel my skill set is on a different level to his, and he hasn't fought in a show like this before. He's never fought in anything like this before, so I feel that's going to play into my hands too. But I don't know him personally. I don't want to know him personally till after the fight. I'll happily have a beer with him then, but on fight I'm going to try and put my elbow through his face. So
excellent.
It's hard to do with your friends.
And Anthony, obviously Chris has mentioned how big of a card this is going to be, especially in front of a Dublin crowd. How do you see the crowd working with you?
Oh man, I feed off energy. I like to call where I'm from, I'm a glory whore. I like lights, camera, action. I feed off the energy. At first I know it's going to be all booze. Of course, I'm coming into his hometown, his home country, to fight him. Of course, people wants to see me get my face beaten due to the fact that I call myself Pretty Boy. But that's fine, because I know I'm going to get booze, and at the end of the booze, they're going to turn into cheers because it's going to be one hell of a fight. I mean, one quick fight. So that's how I look at it.
Excellent.
We'll give you a chance to respond as well if you want, Andy, to vice versa for the question for you to Chris.
It's just me and you at the end of the day. There's no crowd, pal, is there?
Simple. Any more questions from the floor?
Jake from Kung Fu Kingdom. To
Anyone
James.
speak Wildling? Can translate that for me? No? All right.
Bad jokes.
Brilliant. Just keep. Didn't even give you a mic, mate. They didn't even give you a mic. Jesus.
Lol.
I'm surprised it's not another table over there with your little sign on it. No one looking at you.
Good one.
Well done.
Jake from Kung Fu Kingdom for you, James. Your last fight, you won by decision. Were you looking for a finish in this one, and what do you think the best way to achieve that would be against this particular opponent?
Any way I want. How I feel right then in that moment. If I want to knock him out, I'll knock him out. If I want to choke him, I'll choke him. That's entirely up to me. He's irrelevant in that equation, so I'm going to come out and I'm going to finish him whatever way I want.
Would it be that easy?
Yes.
The sport, with the trash talk and the big performance, is this the new way to sell MMA fights?
I mean, this is, in the fight business, it's nothing new. It's been going on for, 100 years. But as far as mixed martial arts, I mean, the fighters are who they are. And, this is just part of the business now. Sometimes they're reserved, sometimes they like to talk, and that's just how it is. And to me, it's like let the fighter express themselves, and then let them go out there and prove that they can do it.
Give us a little bit of your thought process behind teaming up with BAMMA, and do you ever see any bigger kind of collaborations in the future, people like the UFC or organisations across the world?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history of like my background, I had a company called Strikeforce, MMA, and we did collaborations with Pride. I sent over Gilbert Melendez, I sent over Josh Thompson to fight in Japan. They sent over Kawajiri and Aoki, and so we didn't have any problems doing fighter exchanges back and forth. And then when Dream came out, same thing. We were doing collaborations, and so our company has always had an open policy of look, if it's something that makes sense, that could be a lot of fun. And when I started talking to David and I started talking about a year ago actually about let's talk about how we can collaborate on something. And we've been keeping an eye on this promotion because they've come out with so much great talent in this territory, and in the UK, in the London area, they've been doing a great job throughout the territory. And so when I looked at this promotion, I said, this is something that we should take a really good look at because James Gallagher, came from, this promotion or this territory. And then, but there's a couple others. And believe me, when David and I talked, we said, okay, maybe Bellator takes some of the fighters in the future and we create a system, but the system that we'll create will always allow the fighter to come back home and to fight in BAMMA. So it doesn't have to be an exclusive relationship, but it gives a fighter an opportunity to come fight in the United States or, in the territories that we're going. And next year, we're going to go to Latin America. We have a date already in Argentina. We're going to go to Switzerland. We have a date in Israel again already. We just came off a big fight in Israel that was very successful. We did a fight in Florence. We did a fight in Torino, and and then we're here. So this company is growing, and it's backed by a very big media mogul that's really behind mixed martial arts, and that's the reason why I came back into the business, because when I sat down with Kevin Kay from Spike TV, really it was my conversation with him that made me sign up with them to help them and get Bellator to the point where it is today. And if you remember Bellator from the very beginning, it was, it reminded me of something very small, and like a small league. And now it's an arena league. Now we're filling stadiums, and now we have some of the best fighters in the world. And I always felt that when we want to build a roster, we had a great roster already, but we have to buy some free agents, which we're doing, and we'll go after every free agent out there. There's not going to be any free agent that if they're available, we're going to talk to them, and we're going to do our best to get the fighters that we want. And that's a commitment from the top down. And then also, if you look at what we've been doing lately, is we've been building from the ground up, right? So that's the philosophy, is building from the ground up, maintain your roster, buying from the top down, and that's how you build a successful fight roster. And I think we're doing that, and David's already done it. I mean, David, the fighters that are fighting here are amazing, talented fighters, and we look forward to having some of them get into the mix with us, and we'll send fighters back and forth. It's not going to be an issue, where it has to be an exclusive deal, but it'll be a lot of fun when we start really, mixing it up a little bit.
First time fighting in Ireland, how do you feel about performing in front of the Irish fans?
Look, when it comes down to performing in front of my Irish fans and my Irish people, I'm finna wreck shop for y'all. I'm gonna go straight beast mode, times 30. My goal was to beat up Ishii. But, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to put him to sleep, give him a deep sleep, put him some deep sleep, But you should be asking me questions. I think you should ask these 4 people on the end, because I want to see more trash talk from these people. I'm actually enjoying Andy and Chris. It's great trash talk. James and Pretty Boy. I want to see more trash talk from them. So don't ask me and Ishii, because me and Ishii know each other. So ask them, folks, because that's the entertainment.
I have one more question for you.
All right.
Obviously, you had a disappointing loss last time out. What, if anything, did you learn from that loss?
Oh, you talking about the last fight?
Yeah.
Man, we all know I won that fight, dog. Straight up, we won that. I won that. Everybody knows I won it. Hopefully, I can take care of Ishii, get him out there, and get a chance to really put hands on Davis. For 5 rounds, I'm gonna stop him at 5. If I can't get Davis, then I want to get in that heavyweight tournament, because I love money weight. So I'm trying to get whatever belts, as y'all know, I'm the black leprechaun, so I chase the gold, So I'm trying to get my hands on all the belts. Besides, the weight classes I can't make, they can keep them belts. But if I can make the weight class, I'm chasing that belt.
And Chris, how are you? You've been a long time waiting for this title shot. How's it feel to have it now within your grasp?
Yeah, it's nice, man. Just want some more jewelry, I'm not enough bling at the moment, but I want to hang it up in my gym, and I'm excited, but it's just another fight, just another fight, just some shiny stuff at the end.
Let me jump in. How you gonna do that?
How am I gonna do what?
How you gonna get the belt? What you gonna do?
Choke him unconscious.
Okay, I like that. See?
Thanks.
Andy, obviously Chris has been talking a lot about you. How do you see the fight playing out in your eyes?
Yeah, with my hand getting raised, no doubt. The belt around my waist, 100%.
And how do you feel about fighting in front of the Irish crowd in hostile territory?
Like I said, it's not hostile territory. I've fought in front of own crowds before and they've been upset. Like I say, it's just me and him at the end of the day, that's it.
How you doing? Neil from Dublin City FM. A question for Scott and David. What's the potential for a co-promoted show between BAMMA and Bellator again, but this time stateside with a few Irish and UK fighters featured?
Go for it. I mean, scheduling will be probably the biggest thing, but David and I have made a commitment to work together, and this will be our first one. But I feel that bringing over a team from BAMMA to compete against our top guys or some of our guys maybe that fight in the number 2 or 3 slot. I think that'd be great. I mean, to me, it's why wouldn't we do that? So it's no different than we used to do with Japan. So that door will always be open for David and BAMMA.
David, do you think that'd be a big opportunity in terms of exposure just for the organisation and people on the card from the UK and Ireland?
Absolutely. I mean, I think to be fair, I haven't really thought along those lines. I think BAMMA's push at the moment's always been to move out from our base in the UK, move into Europe. I mean, obviously now we feel very at home over in Dublin. I think Europe itself is very exciting, but if the opportunity came along to send some of our guys over to America and have some fun over there, it'd be a great night if nothing else.
Question for Chris. Just wondering, in between the last fight being cancelled and waiting for this to happen and stuff, was the Gym and Swords a welcome distraction, or did you kind of want to have an opponent to focus on over the past, 10 months?
Well, as you probably know, a lot of fighters have a habit of getting fat in between fights, so owning your own gym and having to train every day kind of helped me. So basically just had 3 fight camps, no breaks, little breaks here and there to rest up some injuries, but just training the whole time, and the gym's great for that. I'm going, you're teaching, but then you end up training with the lads, and then I have my own guys like Carl Pendrett and all those kind of guys, and Phil Peter come up and train with me, so really good, yeah, it's been great.
Excellent. How has Carl had an influence on not only your gym but other SBG gyms since his retirement, and is he like an ever steady presence there, or is he just doing kind of guest slots?
He trains in my gym every week, about 4 times a week, and it's great for my guys coming up to walk in and see a high-level fighter like Cahill in the gym. We're just strolling around. Ash Daly is out there as well, so really good, really, really good.
Excellent stuff. And one for Andy. Just wondering, do you think that there's any benefit to the fact that Chris hasn't fought in 10 months, different opponents, stuff like that, or for you, is it just business as usual?
Just business as usual. Like I say, if he's training every day, it don't really make a difference, to be honest. Like I say, I get to do what I love every day. He does. We both love what we're doing. You'll see that.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Excellent. Hi, it's John from combatdocket.com. Just wish for both Scott and David, we've both organisations have lost Paul Redmond and Curtis from SBG, and we were wondering just with regards to how tempting is it to return to the Irish market after next year, or after this in 2017, with regards to ticket sales. How are things going, and would you be tempted to return next year?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, certainly speaking from a BAMMA's perspective, we've got every intention to come back to Dublin many times. I think this will be our 3rd fight this year. I could see us doing at least that amount of events next year, and it's working very well from both sides. As I say, we've got a great roster out here. We've got some of the, I'd say the best talent in Ireland now on the BAMMA roster, so we'll certainly be back.
Like I said, scheduling is going to be an issue, but I think that, we've just been talking over the last couple of days in London, and we're trying to map out the year, and we have the first quarter kind of locked down, and I think that we definitely will do a big tentpole event in London in 2017. We're going to bring some big fighters, some big names, and then I think that the relationship with BAMMA hopefully will continue, and we'll do some great stuff together where we could put together cards like this or cards that are as good as this. So, that's really something that we still have to talk about. But to me, I'm open to it.
The work done by the IMMAA. How do you feel that they're making things progress with regards to safety for Irish MMA? And could you make a comment on how things have changed, both for yourself and maybe just for other fighters in your gym?
Well, probably not compared to the likes of King Mo and stuff, but I'm old school in Ireland. I'm only fighting since 2008, but I'm deemed as old school. But like when I started fighting, there was no blood test at all. So I'm fighting a guy, I'm elbowing him in the face, he's bleeding on me, I've got a cut. That's some messy stuff right there. So they've come in, taken control of the whole thing with Safe MMA first, and then they brought it forward with the brain scans and all that. So it's amazing work. It's like guys like I'm gonna be retired before you really see it. But like guys like James, when they're a little bit older, this is gonna be major for them. Like it's gonna be huge. It's gonna protect them, keep them safe. You know, that kind of stuff. Only a good thing.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and the best of luck to all in the event on December 16th.
No one wants it.
Can we expect to see any more Irish fighters signed to Bellator?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that one of our mandates is we're going to be scouring the planet for the best fighters in the world, you know. And honestly, it's like, you know, I've been watching some of the fights online, and there's great talent here, and you know, that's really one of the motivations to work with David and have this relationship. And I think that, you know, Bellator could be a great home for some of the top fighters here. And again, I think the difference between us and other leagues is it won't be a one-way policy. I think that you know, the fighters could come back and forth and have a home game once in a while, fight for us, and go back and forth.
Anthony, I'll give you the last word. Chris already said he'll go for a beer with Andy once the fight's over. Can you see yourself in a bar with James once everything's done?
I have no choice but to. I might. At the end of the day, he's gonna respect me and what I do to him, so he's gonna buy me a drink. Matter of fact, he's gonna buy me and my teammates a drink. I mean, he's a boy. I mean, look at this. What boy got something like this? He ain't got nothing like that. Come on, bro. He doesn't even have facial hair, bro. He's still a boy. No facial hair. It's nothing you can do to me. Nothing. You can't overpower me.
You've got a
I train with heavyweights. So what can you do to me? Who do you train with? Don't say Connor, because he lives in L.A. He lives in L.A. I see him a lot. So don't tell me you can do things to me. December 16th, I'm going to knock him out less than 2 minutes. Mark my words. I'm going to dominate him.
December 16th is when it takes place. Friday, December the 16th. Bellator 169, BAMMA 27. Coming together, monumental occasion. 2 promotions co-promoting, 1 arena, 1 night. All these fights and more. Give me a hand in giving a response and respect to our panel today for coming down and talking to us, ladies and gentlemen.